The deadline imposed by the West African regional bloc ECOWAS is set to expire within hours. Pressure is mounting on Niger's coup leaders to reinstate ousted President Muhammad Bazoum. ECOWAS military chiefs of staff have agreed on a plan for a possible military intervention to respond to the crisis. Former colonial power France also voiced support for the bloc's effort. Sanctions on the coup leaders have already been imposed, and electricity supplies from Nigeria have been cut. Millions of Nigerians are now facing the prospect of war and hardship. Let's cross over to our correspondent, Olisa Chukuma, monitoring events from Lagos in neighboring Nigeria. Hello, Olisa. ECOWAS' deadline for the junta to reinstate President Bazoum is expiring today. So how high are the chances of a military intervention?
Well, Eddie, it does seem like if we're heading into perhaps what many might call a 50-50 or perhaps a deadlock. Today, Sunday, is the deadline. Just a couple of hours from now, we know that it will be the expiration of that deadline given by ECOWAS last week for the military junta in Niger to hand over power and reinstate held President Muhammad Bazoum. As we speak, it's Sunday. The hours are counting down. We've not heard anything yet from ECOWAS apart from the meetings from the joint chiefs that finished on Friday. And also, it looks like Niger are also bracing up for what might ostensibly turn into a military intervention, which many in the region do not want.
Yeah, as you say, many in the region do not want that. There's been concerns raised about a possible military intervention. In the event that it happened, well, as it stands, the junta seems defiant. But do they have what it takes to fend off the possible military intervention?
Well, that is not very likely. When you talk to analysts and observers in the region, you do look at it that Niger is a small country. It's a big country, but rather small in terms of the kind of military force that they can muster. You look at the data, they have very, very less military than the likes of Nigeria, which has almost 10 times the military size of Niger. That's why you see the likes of the second in command of the junta, Salif Modi, go into Mali to seek some kind of support. Mali have declared that they will back Niger should a military intervention from ECOWAS ensue, and also Burkina Faso will also back Niger. Their military force is very small compared to one of their very next-door neighbor, who clearly has a president who's the chairman of ECOWAS in Bola Tinubu. Nigeria's military 10 times larger, but many are really skeptical if a military intervention will happen. You look at it back in Nigeria, we've seen a bit of a northern, the Senate, part of the Senate looks like they're not going to be approving Bola Tinubu's approval for what they call a military deployment to restore constitutional order in Niger. So it's all quiet on this side of it, but movement happening on the background. But military intervention, we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed in the region, Eddie.
Clearly, nobody wants that. But still on Niger's ability to fend off if there was that possible military intervention, there's been reports about Wagner forces on the ground. Can you say anything about that?
Well, it's very conflicting for the Wagner forces being there. We heard a report yesterday about, just like I said earlier, Salif Modi, the second in command, going to Mali to seek some kind of support. And that's where the report came out that he has met with a couple of Wagner representatives and asked for their support in, ostensibly defending their territory. It's left to be seen how quickly that request will be taken up by the Wagner, Wagner heads, and also quickly activated to get some kind of backing. But that's also very tentative because we are not sure yet if the military intervention will happen because it's Sunday. Today is the deadline and the countdown is on.
Okay. DW's Olisa Chukuma in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you.